Great stuff. And now for a more sober and intellectual assessment of the impact of sport, and football in particular, on television. Ladies and gentlemen, Frank Skinner and David Baddiel.
So, the BBC has its critics, but over 60 glorious years, everyone has to agree on one thing. No one covers football better than the BBC.
Well, Sky.
Oh, yeah, obviously Sky. But back in 1936...
Oh, it's all changed since then.
Well, not that much, because even then they were still having arguments about who had the rights to show the cup final. In the end, and this is absolutely true, they had to do a report on the cup final that didn't include any footage of the cup final.
When the ball is touched off in a cup final, the roar of the crowds is heard miles away, and every sportsman who has witnessed the great event can imagine the picture. The weaving and feinting of the forwards, the tenacious tackling and passing of half-backs, and sometimes a tremendous climax, a goal.
Of course, back in those days, they played with these.
But then, at the suggestion of the BBC, they switched to a ball that looked more like this, which was much better.
Well, not always.
And then, the 1950s, when the BBC pioneered the football interview. Although what they didn't pioneer was the idea of looking at each other during the football interview.
Hello, good morning, George.
Good morning.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
What about tactics? Have you seen Huddersfield?
Oh yes, I've seen Huddersfield play twice, and we shall evolve some sort of tactics ready for Saturday's game.
Now, finally, any superstitions? Are you superstitious?
I have one request that you've told me in the game, and that is that Cliff Mitchell-Moore will be the commentator. He's been very lucky for us so far.
First people in the 50s, interviews were a new thing, you know, and they probably got a bit nervous.
Yeah, now, of course, players have found all sorts of ways to relax before a big interview. Some of them might even have, you know, half a lager.
Beeb just asked him to get the sun out, but the way he's had the seasons anyway, he must want his sun to come out.
Very true, though, very true.
And then on into the 60s, we saw the beginning of Match of the Day, which was to make household names of Kenneth Wolstenholme, John Motson, Barry Davies.
Yeah, Barry Davies became so famous they even put him on the Irish £5 note.
But now many people work on Match of the Day, from the big-name commentators to a host of VT operators and sound engineers. It was a lot simpler in the early days.
So until then, good night.
Two blokes. In a room somewhere, £5 the whole show, fantastic. And then in the 1970s, a new challenge. ITV's World of Sport became very popular, and who could forget the World of Sport tank top, which allowed the wearer to urinate anywhere they liked in the studio.
It's quite unusual, actually. It's like on Sporting Side. Yes. Tell me, who knows that?
Something that amazes me is the way that Match of the Day has been influenced by other BBC programmes.
Hits it a little bit too far there, but he's got three options. He can hit it, go straight for goal, he can play it between defender and goalkeeper, or he can play it back to Mike Newell, who was circled.
And the sound technology is fantastic now, isn't it? You can even hear the PA announcements at the ground.
Attention, attention. The refreshment kiosk would like to announce that they are currently giving away free pies.
Come on, 3 points.